Oh wait, I need to double check my before I need oh we wake up Switch. I kept like dimming my screen. How do I change the dimming the screen? Dimming the screen. There. Oh, sleep mode. Dan! Hello, Danception. What's up? How you doing? Let me give you a shout out. How's your stream, man? What you were playing? Thank you for so much for raid. I am a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, I was playing a bunch of random stuff too. Oh yeah, no, I need to leave that on. Mega Man 1, boy, a new mini hack. Oh, a bit of F-Zero 99. Yeah, I played a bit of F-Zero 99 too. We just finished playing a little bit of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask randomly with like 4 people on the Nintendo Online and everything. So that was a bit stuff. And I remember and earlier I played some Payday 2 because I wanted to play it since Payday 3 is out. But I don't have Payday 3, and plus the servers and all that other stuff jazz is just being a little bit iffy right now. So pretty much yeah, pretty much I was just like, yeah, and then I played a little bit of Splatoon 3, and then we played some Majora's Mask. I was just talking about Majora right before I ended the stream. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, we are getting through it. If you want to know where we are just right before getting into the temple, like the water temple. The notorious water temple. And we're going to try that next time. I don't know. I, for one, think I'm more headache with the last dungeon, which is the one that you turn upside down. Temple's quite fun. I don't know. I never really played Majora's Mask personally. I've watched a lot of playthroughs of it. The Goron run, the Deku one is probably the more favorite one, and that's like the first one. Night, Will. Sleep well. Thanks for playing. Yeah, I think the last dungeon is more annoying. I think that's the backtracking, like, one that I dislike. I've seen playthroughs of it, and I was like, if I were to play it, I personally think it would probably be the, it probably is the worst one in my book. Because the water temple doesn't look bad, it's just confusing. And that's mainly just because, like, just getting through the corners, getting through everything, I think that's where it lies. So yeah, I definitely think the last one is like the worst, because then you have to, like I said, backtrack, flip it upside down, get all the stuff, and that is if you're trying to get everything. If you're just trying to get through the dungeon, that's a different story. And also make your statues, yeah. Yeah, I think the last dungeon is just drags on like too much. Like, the Goron boss fight is fun. I think the giant fight, at least in the N64 version, is interesting because you make it become a giant. And then Deca one is like a more traditional one, and then the fish one, I would say, yeah, the fish one is definitely the worst one. I'm not counting like the final boss of Majora. So yeah, for sure. I still will let's say I like Majora's Mask more than Ocarina. I think it's just like the atmosphere and the different character and moments. Though though playing it now, I definitely say the hard, like the more annoying part of playing Majora's Mask is literally waiting for all the timed stuff. So like if you get there too late or too early, or in terms of like you miss your opportunity or you can't do the double time, and it's just like you just have to wait there. I kind of flip-flop Majora and Wind Waker on which of my favorite Zelda. Wind Waker I like stylistically, but I've never played it. I've watched an entire playthrough of it for sure. There's a lot of Zelda games I've more so watched rather than played. I only played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess, technically Ocarina of Time because I did that with 4 players, and now Majora's Mask. Yeah, I think that's all the Zelda games I really played, because I've watched like a good chunk of the rest of them. Not much on the NES ones, but I've watched Link to the Past. I watched Wind Waker. I watched Skyward Sword. Yeah, I think the NES ones are really the only ones I really don't know much about, and I have access to both of them. Have you played all the Zelda games? I'm wondering, Dan. Nah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's quite a bit of Zelda games. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about the handhelds too. Yeah, the NES ones, 1 and 2, Link to the Past. It's like I have access to 1 and 2. Link to the Past, I have access to that. Link's Awakening, pretty sure I have that. Oh yeah, no, it's on the Switch Online, but yeah, I have access to that, but I don't think I fully own it. Ocarina of Time, yes. Yeah, there we go. Oracle Seasons. I have Oracle Seasons. I do not have Oracle of Ages, but it's now on Switch Online. Oh, Link's Awakening was maybe made for Switch. I think I have Link's Awakening on my 3DS. I think that's what the thing. Yeah, I don't have Oracle of Ages. I never seen it or played it. Link to the Past and 4 Swords. The DSiWare, I know that my brother has it, and I do have the Game Boy Advance version of it. Wind Waker, I have it on both Wii U and GameCube. I have 4 Swords Adventures. I don't have, but I've seen an entire playthrough of that. Minish Cap, I own now a copy, and I never seen any of it, but I do want to play it. Twilight Princess, yes. I don't have the Wii version, that's the only one. Phantom Hourglass, I've seen a whole playthrough. Yes, I've seen that. I own Spirit Tracks. Skyward Sword, I've seen it and I own it. Link Between Worlds. I think, no, I bought it on 3DS before it closed. Triforce Heroes, I have. Breath of the Wild, yes. Tears of the Kingdom. I've seen it quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I've seen it. So, the only one I think I have. The only one I don't have access to is the GameCube one, 4 Swords Adventures. That's the only one I don't. Well, no, Phantom Hourglass and 4 Swords Adventures are the only ones I don't have.
Sorry, I'm I've been really interested in Descendants lately.
And then there's Hyrule Warriors too. Yeah. Um, I only played Ocarina, Majora's 3D, so both of them 3D. Wind Waker HD, and the first 4 2D ones. So you've played Legend of Zelda NES, Legend of Zelda 2, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, and Link's Awakening. Okay. Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games. Okay. And that's fine, yeah. Spirit Track is getting a little bit more expensive nowadays. I know Minish Cap is getting expensive. Link's Awakening is not that much up there. And then Oracle Season and Oracle Ages are more reasonable. So, and then there's also Link to the Past, Four Swords Adventure kind of thing. So there's that. I work at a game collector, so I kind of always know the price of stuff. I like having like connections to those game kind of stores, so I can know like when they have like stuff I would like to get in. Canadian $100. Yeah, that sounds about right. And Canada is like, that's Canadian dollars.
What about Canadian?
I was talking about like Spirit Tracks. Yeah, $100. That would be like 80, 70 bucks here for full copy. So yeah, it's about right. Yeah, because like Canadian dollars is like 20% more dollars. Yeah, than the U.S. right now. But yeah, I'm a game collector. I know a lot about that. Twilight Princess HD. I have technically a box set. I didn't realize the box I got has the Wolf Link amiibo already opened, which is fine-ish for me because I technically can use it now. I do have a complete box. I do have the Link amiibo box and stuff like that. Everything in there is just the Link amiibo is all is ripped open is all. Yeah, I got physical games. They are expensive. Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff, and I wish I could get some of that stuff too. I do have like I bought like the collector's edition for Zelda, with like before it got up in price for like $60, like a few years ago, and I have it. But those Zelda games are not my most expensive games. Yeah. The GameCube collection. Yeah. Hold on.
Heck, I mean, I managed to get freaking some pretty good GameCube games, so
I got all the GameCube collection right here. So, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and the collector's edition right here. And these were I bought these two when they were starting to get up in price, but I bought this one before it was getting really up there in price. And these are all complete. I try going for a always complete set, especially with like something like with the Wii and GameCube games. And all in pretty good conditions too. And I know that Twilight Princess on Wii is not as demanding, so that's why I didn't go after it. Yeah, no, I'm still, my GameCube collection is still very small, and I'm very late on a lot of stuff. And I only started collecting a lot when I was in university, but I was like, obviously, I didn't have like a job and all that stuff to collect a lot. And then it started going up during the pandemic, which again, I wish. I'm not trying to say bad things to the game stores or whatever kind of thing. I just wish in general the game store, like the secondhand market, at least in the US, it's just not as expensive. Thousand Year Door, Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is a weird one for me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I believe I got the English version one. I don't like this copy because, as you can see, hold on. Right there, right there. There's a little bit of marker. I've been kind of considering getting a new copy just because of that spot right there. I'm just like, I don't like that specific spot. But I believe I have the English copy because I got like a Canadian French copy in my possession too.
Kind of want.
Because like you can see right this one, there's the ESRB, which is has some Canadian ones and has some Canadian stuff. I didn't realize this was the more like French Canadian one. I'm pretty sure this is Canadian because it's like has English and French on it. And I was thinking of like giving this to somebody. Yeah, that's what I figured, yeah. And yeah, I got some like really crazy GameCube games. I got Fire Emblem, but I got it like when it was pretty big. I got it like for like over $100. So it's not as crazy. No, I didn't it was still crazy, but I got it pretty late. It's still definitely not my most expensive, craziest game I have. Is there like what games do you have then that are you're really proud of having? I almost had a chance to get Pokemon Box, and I really wish I did. I kind of regret that. But you know what? Maybe one day.
Heck, I'm just glad that you managed to get me the Resident Evil Outbreak. Now I just need to find file number 2 and my collection's complete.
Castlevania, yeah. The Castlevania trilogy at a con. Okay, yeah. Castlevania trilogy. I've seen that around a little bit, and I've been like not really wanting to get it, mainly because I didn't grow up with Castlevania. So, I'll probably get some of mine. I'll show you some.
That is so good. Oh my god, that is so cool.
Whole Professor Layton series. Yeah, Azran Legacy, I should have gotten earlier. That's the one of the only 3DS games I haven't gotten yet, and I really wish I got it earlier. Do you also have Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright? Yeah, they're insane now. I should have gotten it much earlier. And I regret it. I actually do regret it. Because I do like the Professor Layton games. So you also got like Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright too, because that one's up to like $250 even more. Probably my most expensive cool stuff are Pokemon Black 2. Got that one. Wii Sports Club, which I didn't get, but I know I could still get. Sealed copy of the Kid Uprising and sealed copy of the OCG. Ah, yeah. That's some pretty good stuff. Like this is some of my stuff. That bent a little bit. Not perfect in condition. There's like a little bit of bent, and like I've opened it up before. But I know this, when I first bought it, it was sealed. I bought it for like $40 a long time ago, and it's pretty good, the e-reader one. And now this one's going for like $100, but it was sealed at one point. But I opened it up because I was planning to play it. Yeah. Also, yeah, you got the first of it. Yeah. I bought this from a guy who was at like Dial-Up Games, and he gave me a box copy at a con at PAX. So this is one of my more prized ones because it's a full box set, and I don't usually go for these. I got Metroid Prime Trilogy. Technically speaking, I got this slightly for free because I had a old high school buddy. Name's Uni. Thank you for the follow. There are your eyes. I'm just talking really for a little bit as we wind down on my stream, but I was showing off some games. You know what? I should have done just chatting for this, so I'm gonna have to tell Emoto later on. About this, but yeah, okay. But yeah, I got Metroid Prime Trilogy for free. The only thing is that when it was I got it for free because from a old high school buddy, and it was like super scratched up and didn't have the sleeve, but I got like pretty much everything on the inside. And I found like another set of this without the game and with the sleeve and everything for like what, 60-ish bucks. So it was like a pretty much like a decent deal. And before, like this, I think gone up for like till like closer to 100. It's still not expensive, but luckily it's not a hard thing to come by. Dokapon Kingdom is definitely another one I saw just jump up in price, but I got this one. It was still pretty expensive on my end. Yeah, I am a game collector, names, welcome, but I also stream like randomly on different games. So I would I'm a variety streamer. I play like a lot of my different games, both on like my computer and versus other consoles. So the games I'm showing you is a lot of them I could actually like play. So I hope you enjoy it, because I'm a nerd on that stuff. You're looking for a Dokapon right now? Yeah, it's not easy. Just got something similar, which just sold my work. Yeah, I have Fortune Street 2, and I actually have played it with some friends, and we actually like it because it's kind of fun to like play around with the stocks. I haven't touched it in a while, but it's but it's a pretty long game to get. I know that Dokapon Kingdom was re-released on Steam and on the Switch, which was a bit surprising. So I do want to have some friends play this because it is a commitment of a game to beat. and I do want to play it and beat it at some point with some friends. But I have the Wii version. I don't have the PS2 version, but I do have the Wii version. And there's also a DS version, which is even more expensive. I bought this Axum Verge. It is sealed, even though there's a slight creak there, but it is sealed. And anyways, as you can see, it was $45 at Pink Gorilla because I live in Washington, and I realized how more expensive. So you, Dan, should know how expensive a sealed copy of Axum Verge on the Wii U is. My ex got this on a whim at one point, and I was like, I never opened it or touched it, and now I don't feel like opening it anymore. I do have it on the Wii U on digitally, so I can play it, but this also, here's one thing. If I get a sealed copy, I have more hesitation to open it. Because I don't like opening it because of the value and obviously the people who want it. So I try to personally go for opened copies so I can actually play, because I intend to play the games. But when they're sealed, I really have a hard time convincing myself now to open it. I watched a bit of Runaway Guys back in the day. Yeah, I still watch them too. I've been watching their Metroid Prime remastered playthrough. I know they're not the most favorable. I've been watching them since like I was young in like 2000, like since like middle school and all this stuff. And yeah, it's been one of those things. Regular copy crazy. Yeah, it's true. I have Kicker Uprising 2. I actually bought 2 copies, funny enough. Or I got 1 copy free. I got one for $60, and they said that because it came in bent, one of the copies, and I was like, you know what? Because it came in bent, can I just return this and give you another one? And it's like, no, just keep it, and you get the full box set. And I'm just like, I just wanted the game, and I wanted the 3DS stand because I do a lot of streaming on my capture card 3DS. So for you, like names and Dan and like others, I have a capture card 3DS, and this helped a lot. So I gave my other copy to a friend that I just like, you know what? If you want it, go for it, take it. We're watching the Mario Party series. Yeah, I actually like a lot of Mario Party series, and the DS one. Have you seen the DS one? I felt so bad for John. And also I learned that the AI in DS is so badly programmed because it goes for the next... Because if the AI is in player 2 slot, it goes after player 1. If the AI is player 3 slot, it goes after player 2. And if the AI is player 4 slot, it goes after player 3. And that is actually confirmed. Build up the 3DS for the first time. Oh, okay. Got it. Well, I give that because that's been waiting for them to do it since 2012. I mean, I have it, and I wanted to record it. I've been wanting to play and pulled out some Mario Party videos I've recorded with a couple of my friends because we have them for years, some of which are kind of lost a little bit. I'm hoping to recover them, but I hope that's a big hope. And the issue is that I've been dedicating trying to find an editor to put out these videos on YouTube. Now, I could ask anybody to edit, but I don't have money to pay anybody, so I can't exactly say like, can you edit for me for free? I don't feel comfortable doing that. So those videos have been on hold for like years. I've been like really wanting to do that for a long time. Yeah, and so Dan, this is a crazy game I managed to get for a really good deal. The story behind this is something I'm probably gonna keep to myself and stuff like that, though, because I don't want to reveal too much about it. Yeah, editing is a pain. Yeah, I'm not a big editor fan. I've tried so many times, so yeah, editing is a pain. And but yeah, I would like to get an editor for a channel and stuff like that, so I can go back to YouTube and doing stuff, because I would like to record stuff, and I think it would be really fun. But here's another game I have, Yokai Watch 3, and it's sealed, perfectly sealed, perfectly everything, and I have Yokai Watch 3. I don't need to explain to you what this game is in terms of the secondhand market. Yes, this is also one of the reasons why I don't like sealed games. Now I don't feel comfortable opening this. Don't worry, I can get it digitally. That's some of my collection, and as you can kind of see, it took me a while, but I finally got like pretty much all the box set for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Soul Silver is pretty much complete as much as I want it to. Heart Gold is not great at being complete for a couple reasons. One, the inside, there's a flap ripped. I didn't realize that when I bought because I bought this in parts. And it's missing a Pokewalker. I have the insides, I have the inserts, I have the games and everything in here. But I might consider getting another box and another Pokewalker with all the extra stuff so I can actually be complete.
Where's the statue for it?
That statue is only a pre-order, and that statue is super expensive to get with. And I'm not going after that. I don't really care for that stuff.
But that's part of the game stuff, so I figured...
That is not part of the game stuff. Pre-order stuff and regular stuff is different. And I don't really care about getting after that. Plus, it's hard to come by, and they're asking for like $1,000. I don't want to do that.
Those statues are going for 1,000?
Only if they're boxed specifically in their very special box set. If they're separate, then that's a little different.
Oh, okay. I was like, separate, dude, man.
Platinum, I do have platinum. I got it slightly before it got super inflated, but I did pay like $100 for it. That is not those are some of my more like unique game systems and all that stuff I have. Like, I also have like different game systems, as you can kind of see here. I have a Steam Deck, and this is not the cheap one. This is the more expensive one. I have like some other ones that I'm more proud of, where I got like analog stuff. So I got the anti-noir and like the pocket here. But my most proud one, I wonder my most proud one. My most proud one I have at the current moment, I'm pretty sure it is the most expensive game I have, is this Shantae on the Game Boy Color, and it's the official original copy. Battery has been changed, but I'm a game player, not a game like preserver. Well, I'm fine with preserving games, but I'd rather play them. Yeah, so I don't have a full box copy. I never got around to get a full box copy because by the time I got this game, it was $500, and the box copy was over $1,000. And I'm just like, I'm not in any position to get a $1,000 game. But yeah, that's currently my most proud set of game. And I have like plenty of other ones that are rare and valuable in my collection. Again, I could have gotten some other stuff recently, and I never did. And I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hope Pokemon XD is there, but I consider that more mid with my collection. Mainly because, like, yeah, Pokemon XD and Coliseum are expensive, but I kind of say like they're only expensive because of like nostalgia and high demand for it, especially since a lot of the GameCube games, as like Dan has said, like is getting up there in prices. Like the Wii and GameCube are up there in prices because people are nostalgic for it now, and GameCube is a flop. It didn't sell well. So a lot of the games are not exactly a lot. I do have Pikmin 1 and 2, which I know are, like, Pikmin 2 is up there in price, but the thing is that those are from, like, my childhood with my brother. So I'm never selling those games because those are memories. I don't care if I'm getting, like, the most pristine copy ever. I'm never selling those or replacing those because those are... For me, those are mainly my brother's, because he's the one who convinced our mom and dad to get them. So I'm just like, I grew up with them. I love them as a kid, and I'm so happy that Pikmin 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 are on the Switch. I even just got 1 and 2 on the Switch too. So I have like almost every single copy of the Pikmin games. I have Hey Pikmin, I have Pikmin 1 and 2, I have digitally 1 and 2, and I have Pikmin 3 on both Wii U and Switch, and I have Pikmin 4. The only copies of the Pikmin I don't have is the physical copies of 1 and 2. Pokemon, it's funny, because I almost have all the mainline Pokemon games, because, like, the only Pokemon games I'm missing, I have all the Game Boy Color games, not any of them for copy, because, like, cartridges, usually I don't go for box copies, so I just consider getting the games. And then I don't have any of the Generation 3 of Game Boy Advance games outside of Emerald, which is technically the most expensive of them all. Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, and Leaf Green are what I got. I got Emerald for like $80 before it gone up to $200. I don't have DS, Pearl, and White regular. I do have White 2, and it might give me the box copy. I don't have the inserts, but I consider like manual and case still full in my book. 3DSs, I don't have X. I do have my brother's copy of Y. And then all the other, from Generation 7 onward, I've always gotten all the copies of Pokemon games outside of Let's Go Eevee. I think that's my brother doesn't have either. So, overall, I do have, like, almost a lot of the mainline Pokemon games. Grandma got it for me in 2012 for Xmas, and I'm never selling it no matter how I... Yeah, no, like, some of the games are sentimental for me. Like, again, like, Pikmin games are my brother's, and they're sentimental. I'm never... Like, even if they are like $1,000 for some odd reason, some in the future, I really hope not. Like, some odd future that they are $1,000, they're like pretty much gonna be off my list of ever selling games, ever. If I ever decide to, which I really hope I don't, I don't plan on selling those games because there's just too much sentimental value in them.
That's sort of like how it is with me and Jade Cocoon, which I will be getting in the collection very soon. So I'm very happy about that. Me and my brother used to play Jade Cocoon, Story of I think the Tamiyu. It was for the PlayStation 1, and we used to play that back and forth a lot. Me and him would switch on and off, doing things, and we got this really cool looking guy, and I'm trying to find him again, but I have not yet found him. But it was one of my absolute favorites, and still holds a candle to me today.
Yeah. And yeah, I do have like a lot of like other games.
A lot of other games is a understatement.
It's not that big. I still don't consider my collection that big.
It's not room size or garage size yet. And I do say yet. Because I already know over time that thing's gonna get larger and larger and larger. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised as if at some point you just have your like whole room encased in glass and all video games just around the whole room. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't like to display games like glass, really. I know that some people yeah. Sure, you can join my Discord. I do have a game collecting like channel though. I haven't posted my recent game collecting like games there, but I'm more than happy to talk about like collecting and like future games. Like I'm always down to like talk about games and like help people maybe get the best of like some deals if I can help it. I'll tell you that working at a game store trade-ins, I see some crazy stuff once in a while. It sucks that then that you are in a Canadian store, because I'm obviously going for more of the US specific game collection, because of course, one, I grew up in the USA, and
U.S. games can still make it over to Canada.
I know they can, but there's no guarantee. That's the thing. Because I'll be like asking Dan to be like, hey, get me some deals, please. Like I would, like if I get the money, because right now I'm trying to save some money right now, so I've been trying to ignore some deals, which is again why I missed out some really crazy deals, because I thought I saw a really good deal on some Halo games, and I was like, I regret now. And I also like Pokemon box, like a full box set for a really, really good deal, and I again, I regret them. But it's like,
Wait, box set?
you know, yeah, a
For
full
what-
on
what
complete
game?
Pokemon box, complete in and everything. Like I saw a really good deal, but I believe that there is a way. I think
Is that the actual name of the game?
Pokemon box, yeah, Pokemon box Ruby and Sapphire is the full name of the game, because that
Oh,
that is
that's
that is the holy grail of American GameCube games, because a full box set is not only like almost pretty much a car price, but apparently I learned this from like an old coworker. The reason why now it's so expensive, it was only sold in 2 locations in all of America, and that those two locations are the Nintendo stores. The one in New York City, which is open to the public, and one in Washington in the American headquarters. Someone tried selling that to us recently. We didn't. We didn't what? Yeah, no, I saw a really good deal of it. I just didn't buy because they were asking the market price. But yeah, no, like, again, I saw a really good deal for it, and I was like, I should have picked it up because it would have cost a little bit, and I probably could have, like, gotten it. I had the money. I just didn't pick it up right away because, it was a pretty expensive, but I can afford it at that point. And I missed it, and I regret it. But again, I don't believe that I can't get it at a good thing, because I think I have ways. I just need to figure out how to find it. But other than that, yeah, it's something like I have to work on later, and I'm not gonna go push it, but one day I plan to get it. One day. But yeah, no, Pokemon box is a holy grail, and then all that stuff, but eventually. I think I'm also proud of owning the what was it? The SNES and NES Classic boxes, because I do have them, and I remember just buying them off of a whim, thinking that it's like, oh, there's not going to go too much onto it, and lo and behold, they're some of the most expensive stuff, or not most expensive stuff, but pretty decent expensive, like go over like about 100 or more, depending on like the condition or like how much people are asking for it, kind of thing. I do have the boxes and stuff still like on my shelf and everything, and I got like some collector's edition too. But yeah, no, like again, like I want to make some like friends in like many like different areas of like game collecting stuff, just mainly because it's like people trade in some ridiculous stuff, and sometimes they come up with a game that I want. So it's like I might want to like get a game, but I thought about it and class for work 5 months before I actually start working. Okay, cool, nice. Yeah, but here's the issue with game collecting then, and again, any game store, as long as you're legit, taken care of, and all that stuff. Because again, like here's the thing, I actually met a game store in like Washington, because I did a Washington whole run of game stores, and there was only one set of game stores that I actually straight up don't like, because the owner, well, here's the thing, one, it just, the atmosphere just felt crowded, it just didn't feel that great, and two, the owner really didn't care of whether the products they have are counterfeits or whatnot. He just cares about getting the like a working product. Like if it's plushie, it's just a good plushie. But if it's fake, he doesn't care. But if it's a fake game, he doesn't care. Just gets the game. That's the money and everything. And I'm just like, I remember getting like Advance Wars, and I didn't realize that the copy was fake. And I was just like, those kind of stores are more common than you think. Yeah, well, it's funny because like I found some game stores that are just like not as bad. Like those are like the only ones I've met. And again, I've only been going to Washington. So, but yeah, no, those are like the main ones. And I'm just like, I never want to go to that store again, even if they have a copy of like some of the rare games I want. Like, I remember seeing like Skies of Arcadia. They were selling, and I already have a Skies of Arcadia on the GameCube, by the way. So, I actually do like that game series, but yeah, and but yeah, not dissing on any of the legit stores. Like again, I don't want this out of context. I don't want to be like all that stuff, but to me specifically, I don't like the secondhand market with a lot of games. Again, like, and I like selling my games. I like to give my games to people I like who actually are collectors or like people who actually want the games. And I like to give games and pricing based on the value of the game and not value based on how rare the game is. Maybe a little bit, but not that much. And like how hard it is to get. I like the value based on how good the game is as a game. Like when I play it, is this game really worth a good price tag? And that's what I like. Like when it comes to like Pokemon Box, it's like my biggest example. I absolutely do not agree that that complete box set deserves that high of a price tag because it's not even a game. It's just a box that you can't even play unless you have third generation game and all the components for it. Like, I don't think that's worth its price tag. I absolutely hate that thing about the secondhand market, and I really don't like how it's been inflated that much. I really don't.
I think the same thing can be going to said with like Transformers and stuff. They're starting to climb higher and higher as prices go, and it's just like
it's in general, Mike, in terms of secondhand market for like US and everything. Like again, I only go by games because that's the one I've known the best. I know that other markets are really bad too, but I'm just, yeah, I'm personally be like, I don't like. There may be a handful of games that you may argue with me that I could say like are deserving over $100. But I swear to you that I do not believe a lot of the games on the market that are highly valuable and everything deserve to be over $100. And my reasoning is that
drop it down to 60 and we go good.
Like my reasoning is that the game as a gameplay does it really good, and it's like also like it's just like how much of a value you would get out of the game itself, like outside of the base price of when it was first released. So yeah, no, I'm just like I don't feel like $100 or more for certain games is worth, in my opinion. I really hate trying to sell games for a high price, but sometimes I may need the money, and I get it if people are desperate for money or something like that. But yeah, really, I don't like when games are higher. I really try to avoid that. I haven't even sold much. I've only sold like a couple games, and those are extra stuff, and before the market was high. Like I sold Paper Mario for like $40 because I thought like it's around base price, $40-$60. That's about on base price. I didn't really need that much, and that's how much I paid for it. My friend is a big Transformers collector, and consistently I see some stuff be really expensive. My brother is a fan of Transformers, and he follows it, and I sometimes talk to him about it.
I have the Studio 86 series Slug and Sludge. I'm wanting to get Grimlock and Snarl, and then I know next year in 2024 they're releasing 86 series Swoop. which I do plan on going after.
I've learned that the higher the inventory is, the worse the prices, condition, and management becomes. Yeah. Like, again, like, there's a lot of things with the secondhand market I don't like. And, again, like, people can argue me, but I really don't like where the secondhand market in general is at the moment. It was actually at Transformers Con this year in Toronto, Canada, where I bought those Samus Returns amiibo. I want the Samus Return. I don't want the amiibos. I gave up collecting amiibos for like a long time, Dan. I want the Samus Returns game in that special box. That's all I want. Stuck in a bubble. Yeah, and I know it's going down a little bit right now. Obviously, when you said Azra and Lazarus, I remember it going like 400, and now when I'm looking at it, it's like 200. And I'm just like, no, it's not. That is not a game that really deserves it. I don't even think Phoenix Wright. I love Professor Layton. I like the Miracle Mask I played, and like some of the other like I like Phoenix Wright. Like Phoenix Wright, Professor Layton, I think it would be a good game because I haven't yet to play it. I have it. I'm still.
Professor Layton, that's by level 5, isn't it?
Yeah, and
yeah,
and the thing is like that game. It's like it looks fun. I love the idea, and I heard like it was like, and maybe the two different gameplays are just kind of weird, but I know it's like really good for fans, and I'm just like, when I heard like it was going like loose copies going over $100. And then the full box copies for $200. I'm just like, I know I bought it for like $30 way before the pandemic happened, and I'm just like, no, this is not a game. I don't even think it's a game that deserves over $100. Like sounds like a really passionate game, but I don't think it is that deserving of that high price. Oh yeah, and it's also and the part of me is that I like people who want to get into these games in like legal ways and not spend an arm and a leg for them. Like I have a moral code. Like I know when I buy secondhand market, the money does not go to people. Like those games I showed you, those goes to the game stores, and I know that. I have a moral code. Like I want to support the developers, as in buying the game that they made and how it was originally made, how it was supposed to be made, and I just want to experience how they developed it. That's what my support is. I want to buy the physical games or like legal ways to get them. Like digital is one way. I just like to get physical. As you said, that you got the digital originally. I like to get them physical. I just want to do that because I like physical games, and I just want to support the developers how they made the game. And I want other people to experience the game, not necessarily just watch. If you want watching, that's fine. If you want to play the games, there's that stuff. But because of the secondhand market, I can't exactly say you should go after the physical games, because then at that point, I was like, just use emulation. It's not the best way, and I don't like to do that all the time because emulation, I like to use it for more so for playing online with people for one thing. And then, but also like if there's a game that's really out there that's hard to come by, then emulation is really the only way you could really do it without, again, spending an arm, a leg, or house payment. But the game was
true.
But the game was fun enough for me to want it physically, which was around $100 when I got it, and that's fine enough. Like at least you got 100, not like 200. But yeah, like there's a lot of games that I feel like again, like people should have the option or opportunity to play if they want to. Like Pikmin 1 and 2, for example, before that came onto Switch, digitally on Switch, and was digitally onto like the Wii U. I know the Wii games were kind of like forgotten, but I'm just like Pikmin 1 and 2. Those are expensive, and they probably are going to go slightly down because of the Pikmin 1 and 2 release. But I'm just like, it's just one of those like I am not happy with the game market. And again, I know I'm a broken record player. You probably heard this a lot, Dan. I'm just like passionate about game collecting, and I like games. I really do. And you and I, like literally, you and I could be talking about different types of games. We could tell about our different experiences with games. And again, like whatever game stories you have, I wouldn't mind listening or what you type up.
That is what I have to say is the artistic value within games is one of the things that makes games so enjoyable.
Yeah, and again, like
the amount of hard work that comes into it, you know?
Like yeah, and as I mentioned, like there are games that are never been re-released before. Like again, Scars of Arcadia, I just said, is one of the big examples. Like it got re-released on the GameCube because it was first on the Dreamcast, and I played it and I genuinely like it. Has it ever been re-released in any capacity in any other way? No. GameCube is the latest and last one, and it never got a sequel. It never got re-released in any way, and it's just like, I think it deserves at least another, at least another remake it somewhere. So, yeah, I don't. It's like those games are hard enough, and yeah, it's like. Again, I enjoy games, and again, no ragging on people who do game collecting for a living, because I'm one of the game collectors, or like have a game store or whatever. Yeah, like I don't hate game stores. I have a buddy in a game store. You work at a game store, Dan, and I know you seem like a really cool guy. And I've met other people in game stores that they are really chill. They're more sentimental and all that stuff. Like they are very understanding. Again, no harm to any legit game stores.
You know,
Nick, I just have my own opinion about the secondhand market. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that the Resident Evil Essentials that you ended up helping me get. I was not aware that the Resident Evil Code Veronica in there is still sealed.
I mentioned that to you. I literally told you that it's sealed.
I'd completely forgotten.
Yeah. It is up to you whether you want to open it or not. Technically, I don't think Code Veronica is that expensive to get. So it's literally up to you if you want to keep it sealed forever or not. But yeah.
I'm going to keep it sealed because I have already played through the whole entire game. I ended up getting a hold of a copy of this game a little bit after me and my friend had beaten Resident Evil 4. I would jump straight into Resident Evil Code Veronica and had beaten that game. I think it took me roughly 3-4 days to beat it while I was younger. I would like to see if I could try to beat it in hopefully 2 hours or so. But that would require me to constantly replay it and know where all the secrets are, backtrack, and hopefully unlock the infinite rocket launcher. But that all depends.
And yeah, and Dan also, like, I'm glad that you share some of my sentiments. Like, again, like, I'm gonna be like always broken record about it, but yeah, I am passionate about game collecting, and I don't like where it is at. I think I think part of also the problem is that when YouTubers talk about like hard to come by games, or when they come out like Goodwills or garage sales, it brings more people to that idea, and they try to look for them, which boosts up the value. And I like when YouTubers give, or like other people give ideas of like what games are like, or like give them like the introduction to them, or like information and stuff like history, and I don't mind that. But it's also a double-edged sword, and because like, oh, people get to know it, people think that, oh, it's a hard game to come by. Yeah. Well, I should probably get to sleep now. It's 4:51 a.m. But I will join the Discord, and maybe we could do a voice call, because he's like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, you can DM me. My DMs are open too. We don't have to do it in my Discord if you don't want to. But yeah, no, for sure. I'll be totally down to talk more games. If you have any, if you want to know more of my games, I'll send you a picture of all the games, and like if you want to know more about my stories, because again, some of the stories I will not say on stream because again, this is more public. I don't like to say some information publicly out of respect of other people, as well as like some of this more sensitive information. So but DMs, I can be a little bit of more open book, but that's only in DMs kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, you can DM me then. Feel free to, and all that. Yeah, and for sure, like, let me know. Get some rest as well. I hope everything in your like, in your life and everything. I hope you have a great time. Thank you for the talks for sure, and get some rest. I'll catch you later for sure, Dan. All right, talk. See ya. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Good night, Dan. Oh. Is that James I hear?
James has been in here for a little bit.
See, yeah, for me, I'm trying. The two games I'm hoping to get in my collection.
Oh.
I already have James.
I just played a video that Dan just posted. That went on stream. Banana.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh no, it went on stream. Like when people rewatch this part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a GIF, but then I realized it has a play button, and I'm just like, oop, too late. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna end off soon, but what do you want to say?
The other game that I'm wanting to get in is Jade Cocoon 2. The 1 and 2, I know 2 is very different of a battle style. Do you remember the rotating battle styles that we had in Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. To where you have all your different creatures and stuff, and you actually are having to rotate them, and it seems like more of like a dance rather than an actual fight sequence.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very unique, especially the way they bring about it. And I'm hoping that Ubisoft decides to bring Jade Cocoon back. Personally, they had a good thing going for them with the first and second one, and I would really, really love to see more of those games go forward. But considering that it has been discontinued, the game series had been discontinued since, for like at least 2-3 consoles, the chances of it coming back, I don't see happening.
Yeah.
I do plan on getting a case and a book for Jade Cocoon later on.
I don't know. I'll go for more of the games that I have more connection to anyway, or completing what I currently am after. So PlayStation I have very little connection to in many ways because I never grew up with PlayStation.
I grew up, so the 3 consoles that I mainly grew up with was PlayStation, Nintendo, and Sega.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 things I have grew up with, especially the Sega. Like, I've got the Sonic Mega Collection for GameCube that I pull out every now and then. I'm probably going to see about trying to get the original Metroid Prime for the GameCube when I can.
It's not going to be that expensive, luckily enough. I haven't seen it ever higher than much like 40, 50 bucks.
Yeah. The only games I know that are probably going to cost an arm and a leg is probably Pokemon Emerald.
That's
the
like that's like
only-
200, yeah.
The only reason why I'd probably want the Pokemon Emerald, just so that way I could trade Pokemon back and forth to Pokemon XD.
I mean, you could do that with Ruby and Sapphire.
I tried it with Ruby and it didn't necessarily work. Will was there when we had tried it.
Let me double check.
But I still have my white version, my white 2, and Pokemon X.
Pokemon XD, you can transfer from any of the Gen 3 games.
Huh.
Well, you can battle anything using the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, and import and battle through any of the Gen 3 games. It sucks that I can't test that out because I don't even have any other Gen 3 games other than Emerald.
We can. We would just need a link cable
I have it.
to the GameCube.
Yeah. I've had
Okay.
one since for a while. It's not like a normal one, but I do have one.
Okay. I'll have to. Because I do know one other thing I'm looking at getting is probably a Game Shark for the GameCube or for the Game Boy.
I do have a advanced action replay one. I do have one. It's not a Game Shark, but it's a action replay. It's not action replay. It's a different. I think it's an action replay. Shit, let me double check.
Yes, the Game Shark was the only thing that I remembered. Now, the only problem is I'd probably have to sit there and put in the codes for 6 to maybe 8 hours again, but that's all right. Time to check to see if Fantasy Life updated.
I don't know if it's action replay, but it's definitely one of those like it can do DS and Game Boy.
Game
codes.
Boy Advance.
Yep,
or
Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance.
Okay. Okay. And then I know at some point I'm gonna have to try to get a Game Boy player for.
Yeah, that's gonna cost an arm and a leg because a full case of it, which I would recommend because the disc is in its complete own separate thing, is like over $100.
Oh, I'm expecting a lot of it to cost over 300.
No, that depends on like
By the time I get it. By the time I get it.
by the time you get it,
because
yeah, maybe.
Inflation is only gonna get worse. According to
Yeah,
one
I
of the
mean,
tax people that I
meant
played,
Mike. Yeah, I get it. I just don't want to go into the details right now.
trying to figure out. Kind of really hoping that they would have a release date for Fantasy Life I.
Yeah. Anyway,
Man,
I'm gonna end it off. It's getting late, so
sounds good.
I don't want to go too much longer. Yeah, talked a little bit, so I'm gonna make sure that I let Emoto know that there's just chatting segment. I need to let her know about it.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I was on the whole thing too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah. Everyone have a good rest of your night. I will end off this stream.
Have a good night, guys.
Night, night.
Night,
Good
night.
night.
Let's see. I don't think there's anyone else that is really live that. I mean, Zingo is there, but I've already rated him multiple times. He's up late.
See anybody that on my end on some of the people I do. I usually try to go for some of the smaller people, but
I go either it's people I talk to or I haven't done random people in a while.
wow, I haven't talked.
No, I think I'm just gonna not raid tonight. I don't want to go out of my way still to go find someone random because I don't know what kind of game I wanna end off like look up. But yeah, maybe next time. Not maybe next week kind of thing. I'll consider it. But as for now, let's leave it there. Yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of the night. Hope everyone has a good rest of the day. Everyone stay safe, and of course, I'll see you on another stream, whether it be mine or someone else's. Take it easy. I hit my mic. And yeah, everyone stay safe. Thank you everyone for lurking, everyone who dropped in to say hi, and obviously, thank you everyone who joined in and played some games. As always, I'll catch you guys later for sure. Have a good night and ciao. Night.